Listen to me closely, because the landscape in New Orleans is shifting right under our feet. We are witnessing a calculated, aggressive, and frankly, a high-stakes transformation of our Saints. From major roster additions to gut-wrenching departures, the front office is not playing games. I have been tracking the internal movements, and what is happening behind closed doors will define our entire season. If you are a true believer and want to stay ahead of every single league development, we need you to help us hit 1,000 subscribers right now.
This is a massive development, folks. The word coming out of the league offices is definitive. On Monday, March 9th, Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network confirmed that our Saints have officially secured the services of tight end Noah Fant on a 2-year deal. Let me be crystal clear about the implications of this acquisition. This is not just depth, this is a strategic weapon. When you look at the landscape of the modern National Football League, the importance of a versatile tight end who can stretch the field cannot be overstated. Noah Fant brings a unique dynamic to our offensive personnel, providing a reliable target who has demonstrated the ability to create mismatches against linebackers and safeties alike. The front office is clearly prioritizing the expansion of our receiving corps, and bringing in a player with his specific athletic profile is a direct signal that the coaching staff intends to be more aggressive in their passing attack this upcoming season. From an analytical perspective, this is a move designed to maximize efficiency in the red zone and provide the quarterback with a consistent safety valve. I have watched the tape, and the versatility Noah Fant brings is exactly what this system has been craving for far too long. Now, I have to ask you to temper your excitement for just a moment, because while we celebrate this new addition, the reality of the business side of this sport is cold and unforgiving. We are not just adding talent, we are also navigating the painful departure of a cornerstone player who defined the spirit of this franchise for years. The front office knows that to build a champion, you often have to sacrifice the heart and soul of the defense to manage the salary cap or pursue a new vision. It is a harsh truth that every fan has to confront. As we look at the strategic chess match being played in the front office, we have to address the void that has been created on the other side of the ball. The question that is currently burning through the locker room and keeping the coaching staff up at night is how they plan to replace the irreplaceable. If you think the arrival of this tight end is the biggest story of the week, you are looking at the wrong side of the ball. The real story, the one that should be sending shockwaves through the entire fan base, is the monumental void left by the departure of a defensive legend. Are you ready to face the reality of what we just lost?
If you want to keep getting exclusive insights and breaking news like this delivered straight to your feed, subscribe right now. Don't miss a single beat of the action as we track our Saints this season.
Let us get right to the point. We are talking about an absolute gut punch to the foundation of this team. The departure of Demario Davis is not just a roster change, it is the loss of an identity. When you look at the statements coming out of the organization, the tone is somber, and for good reason. They are finally acknowledging the sheer magnitude of what this absence means for our defensive scheme. Demario Davis was the general on the field, the guy who called the plays, the guy who held everyone accountable in the film room, and the heartbeat of this defense. Replacing a leader like that is nearly impossible. This is not just about tackles or sacks. It is about the intangible presence that stops a drive before it even begins. I have analyzed the defensive alignment, and without him, the communication breakdown is a genuine concern for the defensive coordinator. This is a tactical nightmare. You can look at the cap space saved or the younger players waiting in the wings, but let me tell you, you cannot coach leadership, and you certainly cannot draft experience like that in the middle rounds. The team is trying to put a brave face on it, but the internal frustration is palpable. The front office is now under immense pressure to find a way to mitigate this loss, or the entire defensive structure could see a significant drop-off. We are looking at a pivotal moment where the lack of a veteran anchor could expose the entire secondary. This is not just a player, this is the entire defensive philosophy walking out the door. The league is a passing league, and without a commander in the middle of the field to adjust against pre-snap motion, we are essentially flying blind. I am telling you, the coaching staff is scrambling to find a replacement who can even replicate half of his impact. It is a desperate situation that demands a creative solution, and the pressure is mounting on the general manager to deliver results immediately. Now, as we grapple with this defensive uncertainty, there is another piece of business that has been flying under the radar. While everyone is focused on the loss of our defensive captain, the front office has quietly finalized a contract that has experts completely baffled. They have invested a massive sum of money into a position that most people thought we were going to ignore in free agency. It is a move that has left the media stunned and the fans questioning the long-term plan. Do you really believe that this massive financial commitment to an offensive weapon can fix the problems created by our biggest defensive loss? Is this the gamble that saves our season, or is it a desperate mistake?
Listen up, because this is the move that has everyone in the league office talking. Our Saints have been absolutely applauded for what many are calling a sneaky good $52 million free agent signing for our star running back. Let me break this down for you with the intensity it deserves. This is a massive statement. When you commit that kind of capital to a veteran running back in today's NFL, you are essentially telling the league that you are not in a rebuilding phase. You are pushing all your chips into the middle of the table to win right now. This is a bold, aggressive, and some would say risky gamble. However, the analytics community is starting to see the genius behind the madness. By securing a high-caliber playmaker like Alvin Kamara on such a significant deal, the front office is providing the offense with a level of stability that is absolutely critical when you are trying to integrate new pieces elsewhere. This is the glue. This is the guy who forces the defense to account for him on every single snap, which in turn opens up the field for everyone else, including the new tight end we just talked about. I have spoken to scouts who believe this is the best possible way to insulate the roster against the defensive instability we are currently facing. If you cannot rely on the defense to hold teams to low scores, you have to be able to control the clock and put points on the board. That is exactly what this investment represents. It is a strategic pivot to an offensive-heavy identity. I know what you're thinking. $52 million is a staggering amount of money. But consider the alternative. Without a true bell cow running back who can catch out of the backfield and navigate tight windows, this offense would be one-dimensional. The coaching staff is clearly betting that the synergy between our new receiving targets and a seasoned star will create an unstoppable rhythm. The criticism will be there, and the doubters will point to the contract length, but the front office is clearly prioritizing production and veteran presence. This is a defining move for the future of the franchise. We have seen the transition from a defensive-minded culture to an offensive powerhouse, and this signing is the final piece of that puzzle. Everything we have discussed today, from the tight end addition to the loss of our defensive leader, and now this massive offensive contract, all points to a team in the middle of a radical reinvention. The question that remains is whether this gamble is going to pay off when the lights are brightest in the postseason. We are witnessing a high-stakes evolution of our team, and the next few months of training camp are going to be the most critical in recent memory for this organization.
We are standing at a crossroads. Between the addition of new talent, the departure of a defensive pillar, and a massive financial commitment to our offense, this team is undergoing a total transformation. It is intense, it is unpredictable, and it is exactly what makes being a fan of our Saints so exhilarating. I want to hear from you. With all these moving pieces, do you think we are actually closer to a championship, or are we drifting into dangerous territory? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. I read every single one of them. We have a long road ahead, but we are going to navigate it together right here. Keep your eyes on the news, keep the faith, and I will see you in the next report.